Greetings, fellow citizens! Today we are testing the ASUS Hammerhead. I was just on the PTU to test the latest PTU patch 3.4.2 and to see if ships are still damaged even though shields are still up. And yes, ships are still damaged, so I can just continue my tests. First we take a quick look into Arena Commander. Now we are in Arena Commander and we are taking a look at the components of the Hammerhead. We have 2 coolers, 2 Macaris, we have 2 power plants, 2 super drive, and we have 2 large size 3 shield generators, 2 stronghold. The Hammerhead is the only ship with 2 large shield generators, and it's the ship with, on paper, by far the most shield hit points of all ships. So this should mean the Hammerhead is the toughest ship right now. Right? Actually no, because the Starfarers are bugged. In 3.3 the Starfarers had far too many shield hit points, almost double the number of shield hit points they are supposed to have, and the Starfarers were a tiny little bit tougher than the Hammerhead. I will now test the Hammerhead and I will test the Starfarers the next days, but I guess the Starfarers are still bugged. And we are starting with 1+1 missile. I guess the shields didn't even move. Okay. 1+2 missile on the way. Shields front side 99, stern at maximum. 1+3 missile next. Shields front side 99, stern at maximum. And 1+4 missile. Shields front side 98, stern at maximum. And we are shooting now 6+4 missiles. Shields front side 87, stern at maximum. 1+5 torpedo is next. Shields front side 96 or 97, stern at maximum. And 2+5 torpedoes. Shields front side 94, stern at maximum. And the big ones, size 9 torpedoes. Firing 1 size 9 torpedo. Shields front side 91, stern at maximum. And 2 size 9 torpedoes. Shields front side 81, stern at maximum. 3 size 9 torpedoes. Shields front side 74, stern at maximum. We are shooting now 4 size 9 torpedoes. Shields front side 67, stern at maximum, and we already have a red neck. Okay. And we cannot see any cosmetic damage. So, this is the old bug that isn't fixed on 3.4.2. Ships are taking damage even though shields are still up. Shields were still at 67 front side, stern max. And the more stretched the shape of a ship is, the more elongated, the more the ship is affected, and the Hammerhead has a very stretched shape. And 5 size 9 torpedoes. Shields front side 59, standard maximum. The neck is orange and sorry, the neck is red, and we have an orange spot a bit above the neck. And again, no cosmetic damage. But this is real damage. So shields were still up, 59% front side stern max, but the neck is really red and took massive damage. 6 size 9 torpedoes now. Shields 53, front side, standard maximum, the neck is red and the front has a little bit of orange spots. And again, no cosmetic damage, I guess. Can't see anything. Let's zoom out a bit. Can't see any cosmetic damage. And 7 size 9 torpedoes. Shields front side 47, stern at maximum. And the neck is red again. And 8 size 9 torpedoes. Okay, neck is red, center is orange, and we have a damage state. That's interesting, because in 3.3.x this was a kill for the Hammerhead. I guess torpedoes and damage is still very wonky. But let's take a look at the damage state. So we have smoke, warning lights, and fire. This looks interesting. And sparks. Okay, this is very interesting. And 9 size 9 torpedoes. By the way, you can only see 8 locked on. And that's a kill. I don't want to repeat myself over and over, so I have those two memes, and I use missiles and torpedoes just as a yardstick. And the Hammerhead is done in 3.4.x. I'm always very happy when I do the big ships, because this takes the longest time and the most effort. What can we tell about the Hammerhead? The Hammerhead is the toughest ship, and I guess the Starfarers are still bugged, so maybe the Starfarers are as tough as the Hammerhead. I will test the Starfarers next week, and we can tell that size 1 to 4 missiles and size 5 torpedoes are very useless to use against the Hammerhead right now. You can also see that the Hammerhead, like many other ships since 3.3, is taking massive damage even though shields are still up. Let's take a look at the comparison. Yellow is Hammerhead in 3.3 and pink in 3.4. There's only one difference. In 3.3, 8 size 9 torpedoes were a kill, and now in 3.4 I needed 9 size 9 torpedoes. I did it a few times in 3.3 and in 3.4. However, this data isn't very reliable, because as soon as I have to use more than one ship, one retaliator can only fire 6 size 9 torpedoes, so as soon as I have to use more than one ship, the data is, take it with a huge grain of salt. I try to have the two retaliators as close together as I can, and I fire the missiles and torpedoes at the same time, but still, as soon as you are using two ships, you won't hit exactly the same spot. So I am not sure if this is really a difference or if this is just consequence of the fact that I have to use two retaliators to fire 9 or 8 size 9 torpedoes. Let's take a look at the calculations. I often say that observed damage and calculated damage is only a perfect match for the first missile and torpedo hit since 3.0, and it was always a perfect match in 2.6.3, even for 2, 3, 4 or more missile and torpedo hits. And you can see this very clearly here. Number of torpedoes, and here's the shield damage I calculated and the shield damage I observed. When we are looking at 1 size 9 torpedo, perfect match, and the more torpedoes we are shooting, the more there's a difference between calculated damage and observed shield damage. So I guess some of this missing damage is just passing the shields and damaging the hull, with the effect that you have things like shields at 67% frontside stern max, but the neck is red already, and this is real damage. This is not just a display bug. And this leads to some other interesting things. When I do the calculations, the shields of the Hammerhead should be good for even 10 size 9 torpedoes, and damage should appear even after 11 size 9 torpedo hits, and maybe after 12 size 9 torpedo hits the Hammerhead could be killed. Maybe you would even need 13 or 14, but in reality you can kill a Hammerhead with 9 size 9 torpedoes in 3.4.x. This is not a huge problem, because the Hammerhead is still very tough and very hard to kill, and we are getting new mechanics soon, for example real armor. So all this will get fixed, but I still find it interesting. And the more stretched, the more elongated the shape of the ship is, the more a ship is affected by the bug that shields are still up, but damage appears. So ships like the Caterpillar, the Constellation and the Hammerhead have it really worse and are most affected by this bug. I hope you found this interesting. You can find a link to my spreadsheet and to my Locus wonderful data sheets in the description below. And see you next time. Bye. I decided to put this at the end of my toughness test videos from now on. If you already know this, then just skip it. So how tough is your ship? There are different factors, and I start with the hard factors. How many shield hit points does the shield generator provide? What armor does the ship have? Right now all ships only have some generic armor values. And how many hit points do different parts of your ship have? Then we have soft factors. How big is your ship? How many shield faces are hit by an attack? And how easily are certain parts of your ship getting destroyed? For instance, some ships are prone to losing wing guns or wings. And then we have bugs. Right now we have a bug that the shields don't cover the whole shape of the ship, especially when the shape is elongated.